Well guys, mechs are finally here. After liberating Taekwon, the Helldivers 2 Twitter account posted, "You did it, Helldivers. Thanks to your determination, Taekwon stands strong and free." They followed this with a short snippet of the preview of our new mechs, which are called Exo 45 Patriot Exosuits. In this teaser, we see a mech going head to head with a Bile Titan, as well as knocking a bot dropship out of the sky. Now we touched on mechs just briefly in our This Week in Democracy video yesterday, but today we're going to be doing a deep dive into this new stratagem to showcase everything that it's capable of. Now to get access to your brand new mech, you can head on over to the Stratagems Bay in your ship. Scroll all the way down to the Robotics Workshop and you'll find it as the last stratagem on the page. Now you must be level 25 or over to purchase it, and it costs a whopping 20,000 requisition slips. So hopefully you've already got some saved up for a rainy day. Now luckily it seems like Arrowhead has made it so that most campaigns have mechs as a free mission stratagem, allowing players to call in one exosuit per mission to try it out. Now looking at the stats, you can see it's got a call-in time of 0 seconds, which I want to mention is misleading, as it takes roughly 12.2 seconds to arrive after the stratagem hits the ground. Now you have 2 uses with it and a cooldown time of, get this, 600 seconds. It's quite a bit, but it comes equipped with a rocket launcher as well as a heavy machine gun. If you played Halo 5, guys, if you remember the Mantis, this is essentially giving off the same vibes as that mech suit. Now the rocket launcher comes with 14 rockets, capable of piercing heavy armor, while the heavy machine gun holds 1,000 rounds, capable of piercing medium armor. Now both of these weapon types are insanely efficient at ripping through most enemy types, but we'll get into the specifics of that here shortly. Unfortunately, once you spend all of your ammo, the mech is pretty much useless, as there currently isn't a way to reload your weapons as of now. Yes, you can step on smaller adds, as well as your teammates, if you do find yourself getting swarmed by rank and file enemies, but once you're out of ammo, you can pretty much ditch it. Now this takes us to our mobility and functionality. The mech's only form of movement is forwards, backwards, and strafing. Unfortunately, guys, you can't do anything like jump, dodge, or crouch while you're in your mech. Additionally, the side-to-side strafing does feel a bit wonky. Rather than taking full steps when you're moving forwards or backwards, the strafing is almost like a half-step shuffle. Now, if you find yourself getting swarmed by ads or rushed by a charger, you're gonna find it hard to get out of sticky situations if you're simply trying to strafe. Now, one of the questions I was asked, can you stack certain stratagems while you're in the exosuit? For example, can you have the guard dog backpack on while sitting in a mech? Dude, that would be wild, right? Unfortunately, you can't though, as the guard dog won't fire off at enemies while you're in the mech. Instead, it'll deactivate and then just sit right on top of the mech. Now, while you cannot stack stratagems, you can, however, stack teammates. That's right, fellas. If your teammate is on a surface that's higher than your exosuit, they can actually dive off of that on top of your mech. Then if they hit their crouch, they can then proceed to ride around with you, helping spread sweet, sweet democracy. Now, obviously, this is kind of a bold move, especially against automatons, but hey, you can do it. Now, finally, you cannot call in new stratagems while you yourself are in the mech. For instance, if you jump in the mech and you want to call down an eagle strike, you cannot do so. Instead, you have to get out, mash whatever stratagem, and then climb back into the cockpit. Now let's talk about its enemy effectiveness. I want to start with bots first. How does the mech handle our bots? Against troopers, raiders, marauders, and commissars, the machine gun tears through them easily. You pretty much kill them in under a second, no matter where you're shooting them. Now I would suggest don't bother wasting your rockets on these guys. Now against berserkers and devastators, the machine gun is still effective here. Just be sure to pull your aim towards the heads so that you expend less ammo to secure that kill. Now against scout striders, the mech starts to struggle. The machine gun bullets just ricochet off the armor protecting the strider pilots. And the best way we found to deal with these is to pull your aim towards the very top of the strider and just hope that one of your bullets hits the head of the pilot poking out. Now the rockets here, however, are very effective and will one-shot striders. However, I do want to mention that I would save your rockets for things like bot drops, hulks, etc. Now against hulks, you run into the same issue that the striders pose. Your machine gun bullets will just ricochet off the heavy armor on these guys. Rockets, on the other hand, though, will finish hulks off very quickly, taking only 2 to secure a kill. Now against tanks, do not even bother using your machine gun. The tanks will literally poop all over you while you're in your mech. So if you're up against a tank and you're in a mech, let off as many rockets as you can until it's destroyed. Now if your teammates are distracting the tank and you're able to make your way around to the vents of the back of the tank, it will die in 2 rockets there. But just direct impacting the hull, this takes 4 rockets to get a kill. Now against bot dropships, you can actually knock these out of the sky with the rockets on the mech. 2 rockets aimed at one of the 4 engines will take this ship down. But I do want to mention that the machine gun is ineffective on these dropships, so don't even waste your ammo there. Now, what is our effectiveness against bugs? Against scavengers, warriors, and hunters, the mech's machine gun performs just about the same as against rank and file bots. These enemy types will die in just about half a second of machine gun fire. Against hive guards, you can also use your machine gun, as the protection over the hive guard's head is classified as medium armor. The bullets pretty much go right through them and quickly kill them. Now against stalkers and vile spewers, the machine gun is still effective. For both of these enemy types, enemies. Just aim for the head and your mech should quickly dispose of them within a few seconds. Now against the Brood Commanders, once again, use your machine guns. Similar if you were using a primary, just aim and take out their front 2 legs to quickly deal with them. Now against Chargers, the machine gun is completely ineffective. Rounds will just bounce off the heavy armor. You're gonna wanna use your rockets here, and you can just aim for either of the front 2 legs. The first rocket will de-armor the leg, exposing that orange fleshy bit of the Charger, and then you can aim your second shot at the same spot, which means you could take down this Charger with just 2 rockets. Now against Bio Titans, you're gonna wanna use your Mechs rockets as well. Make sure you aim for the head here. Now if you successfully hit every rocket, it will take you 4 rockets to take down a Bio Titan. Now this takes us to the durability of our mechs. From our testing, the exosuit's durability varies based upon the type of damage it's taking. Up against standard melee enemies such as rank and file bugs, stalkers, etc., the mech tanks quite a bit of damage before the hull starts smoking. They can even tank a full hit from a sprinting Charger, but your hull will immediately start smoking. When it comes to bugs, the main thing you're going to want to watch out for are the claw attacks from the Charger and the Bio Titan, as well as the Bio Titan's range attack. All of these attacks will one-shot your exosuit, so you definitely want to be wary of these when you're on a bug planet. Now when it comes to bots, the mech becomes substantially more vulnerable. Almost any type of explosive damage that you take will immediately destroy your exosuit. This includes rocket devastators, rocket hulks, as well as tanks. You definitely want to keep the mech's vulnerability to explosive damage in mind when it comes to taking on bot missions. Overall, guys, I love the mech. It's such a great addition to the game. I love how Arrowhead introduced it to us, make it in a community mission for us to go after and unlock. It absolutely poops on bugs, so it's a must-have when it comes to those harder missions. And since Railgun just got nerfed, having another way to deal with Chargers and Bio Titans is fantastic. Its high resistance to melee damage makes it a solid stratagem pick for bug missions in general. The machine gun is also able to deal with every enemy type outside of Chargers and Bio Titans. Now when it comes to bot missions, yes, it is harder to use. I found in the higher tiers, that being suicide missions and above, my bot was getting destroyed pretty consistently, like within a minute of jumping in. Not only that, but you have to rely on your rockets to deal the majority of damage when it comes to the higher tier enemies. Point is, guys, if you're using this against bots, don't sit there and try to conserve ammo, especially rockets. You've got 14 of them. It's a good chance on the higher tier missions you're gonna get shredded. Get all you can out of your mech. Either way, guys, we're very much enjoying the mechs. I'm curious to know what sort of balance changes Arrowhead has on the way for this. They're probably gonna be collecting data over the weekend just to see how things play out with the new sandbox. By the way, if you haven't checked out our video, we covered all the buffs and nerfs, including things to Railgun, Breaker, the Breaker Spray and Pray, the Flamethrower, all that good stuff, guys. We broke it down in detail in our This Week in Democracy video. Feel free to check that out, guys. We do one of those videos each week, just kind of covering the updates as well as the news there with Arrowhead and Helldivers 2. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.